What's poppin', everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Mizzy Show. I'm your host with the most. Excuse that. Now, before we begin, go ahead and hit that subscribe and that like button for me. Let me know that you are a citizen, a trooper, a real supporter of this channel. In addition to that, if you could hit the post notification bell, that way anytime I drop something new, something trending, something that may pique your interest, you will be one of the first ones to view it. Now, let's get into this. So, today, I have a little bit different of a video style. I'm going to be sharing a story that I did not witness that happened while I was at a certain penitentiary in the state of Washington. So this is about in 2007, 6 or 7, right? No. Yeah, like 06, 07, somewhere around there, right? A long time ago. So this is damn near 20 years at this point. I'm in the penitentiary called Clallam Bay Correction Center. So for those that are not familiar with Washington State, let me show you where this is at. Okay, it's way up there. So this right here is the image of the penitentiary or the correctional center, whatever you may call it, right? So for those that don't know, the area is right here. So let's go ahead and zoom out, right? You're way up here, right? You're way up here. This is the peninsula of Washington State, right? This is Washington, for those that don't know. This is the corner. This is Northwest America, Washington, Oregon, right? You're way up there, right? So some people say you can see Canada from some parts of the thing. I don't know. But anyway, nevertheless, it's way up there, right? So anyway, I'm in this particular prison, penitentiary, correctional center, what you want to call it, about this time, right? So, and I'm in, so there's A, B, C. I don't know if I think it might only be A, B, and A, B. So, okay, so you got the medium and the closed, okay? The medium is behind the wall. I was in the closed. Closed is basically like level 4 to California or high security, whatever, right? So I believe it was A, B, C, D. So D at this time was the YOP, Youth Offender Program. So they actually had kids there, but they were separated from the rest of the prison, right? They were not there connected to the prison. So then A was a regular unit. I believe B might have been the whole or something like that. And C might have been something else. I forget. It's been so long. Anyway, point being, I'm in the far. Let's say we're looking at the chow halls behind us. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That's very annoying. The chow halls behind us. We're looking at the units. I'm in the far one to the left. So anyway, you walk in. You got the Sally Port. We're coming back from school this particular day from education. So as we're leaving, we leave the little education floor. And we're going back to school. I mean, we leave the education floor and we're going back to the unit, right? I don't know what's up with this thing, right? So we come in, we pass the Sally Port. There's like a big fishbowl where the guard controls all the doors and pops this and pops that, right? So that's what we're doing. There's a lot going on here with this camera. Anyway, apologize about that. So we come in. So as soon as we come in, they got the door taped off. There's Clallam County. There's Clallam County sheriffs inside of the pod, right? And so, you know, the yellow tape, there's like caution yellow tape around the door. It's sealed. The bottom, the cracks of the door is sealed. And they're in there. They got paperwork with them. There's I&I. So for those who have not been in penitentiary in Washington State's I&I, internal investigations. So I&I is in there. They got their little stuff. The PREA ladies there, for those that don't know, PREA, that's Prison Rape Elimination Act, right? So, this dude. Okay, so, that's the brother, by the way. So anyway. Hold on. A video. Oh, wow. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, so we're leaving education. We're coming in. You got the fishbowl. They do all the controls. and then they got the pod. We come in, it's taped off, everything, right? So all the people are in there, all these authoritative people. You got the sheriffs, Clown County sheriffs. You got the PREA lady, Prison Rape Elimination Act lady. You got internal investigations. You have people with paperwork, okay? And you have the door taped off. Now, in this particular door was two Southsiders, right? So one of them was from Mount Vernon. I don't want to say his name because he was a victim, and he didn't do nothing wrong, right? He didn't do nothing to be getting humiliated and all that. So myself, I'm not going to say his name, okay? So, but this particular guy was from Mount Vernon. He was a Southsider from Mount Vernon, Washington, okay? This other guy, he was from Los Angeles. He was he's not even from Washington. He's from L.A. He was a Southsider from L.A. His name was Speedy. I don't know where he's from. I don't know. Anyway, so at that particular time, there had been some meth that was snuck into the unit, right? So some people that was doing meth had meth. So I don't know, like at that particular time, I'm not sure whatever they had, but I know that some people that was doing that, they was up for days and days and days. So anyway, the door's taped off. So as you know, anybody that been into penitentiary, you already know how it go. Everybody, oh, this happened, that happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, right? Without maybe having the total facts, whatever. So there's a guy, and I heard he's dead now, actually. So the guy, so for those who know Gorgeous Dre, he got a brother named Shay T. I heard that he's dead. Anyway, at this time, Shay T was on the top floor, right? He was in the unit in the pod with me. So he's at Shay T's at the top floor. I think his name is Donald Taylor. He's at the top floor. So Shay T was saying, hey, look, check it out. Like I went to so this is the next day, by the way. He was like, yeah, the education lady said that the pre-lady was talking to her and that somebody had got scraped or whatever in the room. And then, oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you, they're in there with some special type of lights, like to see if they could find semen and stuff like that inside of the cell, right? So anyway, of course, a lot of rumors speculate. What happened? This happened. That happened. What's this? What's that? This person did this. Blah, 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 blah. But the word, the general word, if there was a few variations. There were a few variations in what happened, but in a nutshell, the gist of it was that somebody was scriznexually assaulted, right? There was some form of scriznexual assault. So, and another thing that solidified that was that whenever someone goes to the hole, just go, whatever they do, PC up or whatever, wherever they go, they clear out the room. They pack up all their stuff. They take inventory of their stuff, and then they put it in the little prisoner storage, right? That didn't happen here. That stuff could not be moved due to evidential reasons. So they did not move the stuff for a while, right? I don't know how long, but it was a minute. So anyway, fast forward maybe like a week or two, a couple weeks, I think it was at this point, maybe even like 3. So both of them are gone. That's the word. That one scriznexually assaulted the other, and they're both gone, okay? Now, fast forward a couple weeks. Now, mind you, at this particular time, I just got there from the county jail, right? I hadn't been there that long. Maybe like, I want to say like 2 months or something like that. Maybe 3 months. So I had a restitution hearing. So in Washington, you can waive restitution hearing or you can go to your restitution hearing. So a lot of times what happens is the lawyer will try to get you to waive your restitution hearing so they can just go and they don't have to worry about you and all that. And then so to make it sound good, what they'll do is they'll say, hey, you're gonna have to come on the chain. You're gonna have to come through Shelton. When you go through R1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you're gonna go from there, and then you're gonna go to your county, and then you're gonna come back, and then you know what I'm saying, it's just a process, you know. It maybe is not as bad coming from like Kings, Snohomish, Pierce County, but it's still a process, right? Now, when you're coming from all the way like Spokane and all them guys, it's a super process. But anyway, nevertheless, this particular time I did not waive it. I said, nah, I want to go because I don't, my restitution, whatever. I want to dispute my restitution. So bam. And I just to let you know, for those people that are from Washington, hopefully you're not catching cases, but if you do, I got stuck with a $30,000 bill that was not my bill on a restitution hearing that I waived. So just to let you know, that's not the best way. Anyway, so to continue the story, bam. So I'm on the chain getting up out of there, right? I'm going to this restitution hearing. And so I got my they shackle. So for those that have been here to Washington, you're stripped down. Lift your nuts, spread your cheeks, lift it, go through your beard, right? Do go to this, do this, the whole thing, right? Bam, put on this size 5X jumpsuit that fits everybody, right? One size fits all, and then put on shackles. So you shackle from your feet, you shackle around your waist, shackle to your hands, right? And then they go ahead and get a spot on the bus, right? So you go ahead and get your spot on the bus. So as soon as I get in there, it's kind of like it's like a lot of people in there. So I'm not really, I don't like, what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I scan the room and see who's, I want to know who's around me, You never know what, this prison, So bam, so I come in, right? So just to give you like a play-by-play. I came in, so I'm like this. I got my things on, I'm like this. I come in. I'm like this. I'm looking for my seat. Like, okay, cool. So I'd like to see, I seen a spot with somebody that was kind of like little, right? And so I was like, oh, a little bit more room for me. So but the guy was kind of like, just kind of like this, right? Like he was, and mind you, it's early in the morning. It's probably like about maybe like 5:30, 6:30. I don't remember the time. It's early though. So anyway, so he's kind of like this, whatever. I go in, I sit down, and then he lifts his head up, and look who it is. Homie from Mount Vernon, the guy who got, scriznexually assaulted, right? So as soon as I seen him, he looked like, I ain't gonna lie, like a little orphan that was abandoned by his family. Like he was looking sad. I keep it real with you. He was like, he just looked, immediately, bro, anybody with a heart, I felt bad for him. I was like, when I seen him, I was like, oh, wow, that's bro that got scriznaped or, whatever, right? So I was like, and automatically I was like, ooh, dang, like, ooh. I didn't know what exactly down to the detail what happened, but I know that it wasn't a good situation. And he's the little guy. Mind you, this guy's very little, right? This guy is, maybe, I'm talking about little, like not big at all. I'm not even talking medium. I'm talking about this guy's little. He might be like 5'1", 5'2", he's a very small dude, right? So anyway, this particular guy, and mind you, like I said, I don't want to say his name because he didn't do nothing wrong. He's a victim in this situation. He's a tiny little dude against a full-size dude or medium-sized dude, whatever. There's no need to humiliate this guy. However, the guy that did it, I for sure will say his name. His name is Speedy. But anyway, so moving forward, right? So I'll go sit down. He's looking all victimized and, not too happy, not too So there's kind of a little silence for a second, right? And nothing was really said. I'm just like, oh, what's up, man? What's up, such and such? He's like, oh, what's up, man? So bam. After there's gonna be some conversation. So he probably figured in his mind, like, at least let me address it. He was like, hey man, you heard some pretty fucked up shit, Holmes? I was like, yeah, I did. I ain't gonna lie, I heard some pretty bad stuff. He was like, what'd you hear, Holmes? I was like, wait. I was like, all right, man, let's just put it out. Like, tell me what happened. I'll tell you what I heard. Just tell me what happened. Like, if it's, I don't want to be, what I'm saying. But it just was like, I felt bad for him, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I was like, well, what I hear? Well, what happened? I'll tell you what I heard, but what happened? He was like, all right, man. So anyway, so he proceeded to tell me this story, right? And I don't want to do it all in his little accent or whatever, but so I'll just tell you. So he says, look, man, so I'm sitting there. This is his words. So I'm sitting there. So they had been doing a little bit of methamphetamines for some days. They were up for days, right? So this is back in the day. They had some little methamphetamine, whatever, that was up for days. Mind you, they're two essays. One's from Los Angeles, one's from Mount Vernon, Washington. So they're from somewhere else. But at the end of the day, they two Mexican Southsiders. They can room up together. They cool. So the two essays, they had been up for days. So he was saying that after a couple days, that Speedy, I'm pretty sure his name is Speedy. They said that Speedy was getting a little bit weird. Like he was just getting a little strange, being a little off. He wasn't just being like, player and smooth. Nah, they said that he was just being a little bit weird. He was acting kind of sus. He wasn't acting cool. Like he was just being weird. So he said that he would ask questions like, "Hey, Holmes, hey man, you ever fuck your sister?" Like weird stuff, right? So he's like, and the dude's a little guy, right? But he's like, "Hey man, don't be talking about my sister, fool, blah blah blah," right? So they kind of, he's like, "Oh yeah, I ain't mean like that. I'm just saying, like, have you ever like, you think she got some like weird like stuff to fighting word?" If this dude, let's be honest, if I was of a bigger stature, I'm pretty sure they would have squabbled. He was a little guy, you know what I'm saying? And fear might have been a factor, I'm sure. 5 feet to 5'10", like 5 feet, 5'1". The guy was little, I promise. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he said he would like asking them like little weird questions. And then after the weird questions, they were mind you, just over a period of a couple of days while they're doing these drugs and being up for days. So in the meantime, in these 2 days, I guess they're getting to little arguments about stuff. But he's saying that the dude is losing his he's going crazy a little bit. He's not just like snappy. No, he's like losing his mind a little bit. He's saying that he did stuff he didn't do. Like he said he put some toothpaste or something on the little metal sink and there was nothing there, like stuff like that. And he's like, "Yeah man, you're making a mess." And like, bro, nothing's on the sink, it's spotless. And then he was like saying something was there, and then he's saying he cleaned it. Just weird stuff, like he's losing his marbles, right? As people do when they're sleep deprivated for a long period of time, right? So anyway, one morning, it's before they're supposed to go to school or whatever, right? So there's a couple every like so often there's a pop out. We get day room 3 times a day. Now, some people don't go to school in the morning. Some people, like I say, if you work in the kitchen, you're not going to go to school. If you work in the kitchen in the morning, you're not going to go to school in the morning. So maybe you might go to the kitchen at 3 in the morning and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you just do the breakfast. You'll probably you'll be there like, I don't know, 5 hours, whatever, and then come back, and then you're there for all the pop outs for education and all that stuff. So anyway, one morning neither of them went to school at this time, right? So they were there in the unit. And so there's also sick lay and all that stuff, right? So this is in if I'm not mistaken, it's A unit. Anyway, and so it's in the far left one. I believe it's been so long, it's like almost 20 years. But anyway, point being, I guess he's brushing his teeth one morning. So now, you got your boxer, you sleep in your boxer. So this is back in the day when we could have our personal clothes, right? So as long as the logo wasn't bigger than 6 inches or 3 inches, like this, I could have this. I could have this in the penitentiary and from the streets, from myself. And in this particular penitentiary, your girl, or depending if you're a kid, your mom, maybe you're 18, 19, you live with your mom, you went to prison, your family, whoever, they could take clothes out of your closet that you've actually worn already. They don't even need tags, and they could send it. This is the only prison that allowed that, right? So, bam. So, everybody got their personal clothes from their girl or their family, whatever the situation. So, he had his personal clothes, right? So, he has a pair of his boxer shorts, but they was like longer, I guess. That's what he was saying. So, this is the little guy, the victim. So, he's brushing his teeth. And then they start arguing about something. And whatever the infatuation was with his sister, I guess he brings up his sister or something like that. And then the little guy gets fed up and he's like, "Hey, fool, we gonna get down. You keep talking about my sister." Even though he's little, like he ain't gonna let the dude disrespect him, right? So I guess the dude came up. Mind you, this guy, I can't stress it enough. This guy was very small. The victim was very small, about 5 feet tall. Like 5'1" maybe, like very small guy, right? This guy, the guy Speedy, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was on the top bunk. Oh, and I think that's another thing he was mad about. He's on the top bunk or something like that. He's on the top bunk. He hops off the top bunk, and so he's brushing his teeth at the time. The little guy, right? Speedy hops off the top bunk. This thing is going crazy and it's pissing me off. He hops off the top bunk and he grabs the little guy, the victim, by his neck, I guess, and pins him by the sink. So this is what he said. Now, I don't know, maybe it's more. I don't know. I just know what he told me. He said that the guy grabbed him by the back of the neck right here and put it like this, and then had his boxers like this, and then put his finger you know what I'm saying, unfortunately, by Finnors and his yeeks. You feel me? Now, he said that he started fighting a little bit, and that was what it was. It didn't go any further than that, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not 100% certain what's true and what's not true, right? So bam. So check it out. So he was like, yeah, then, you know, then we got in a fight, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know if he said something. It's a little unclear. And he was looking like bad, right? Like he didn't, when he was telling me this, mind you, he's just picture this, the little 5'1" little essay, right? Just like he was just looking sad. Like when he's telling me this, 100%, so like 110% this happened to him, if not more than that. I don't know. Could have been more than that. But nevertheless, he said that he pulled his things, put his thing, right? And then, so it's a little unclear. I don't know if he told on him or if, I'm not totally sure. I'll be honest with you. It's a little unclear if he said something or if the police came while they were in the tussling or whatever. But anyway, long story short, he said something to the guy. He said something when they came. For sure, he said something when they came. So now he didn't do nothing wrong. You got to get taken out of there, right? And so the law, and I don't know how it is in California. California, they don't give a damn if something happened to you. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care. They'll kill you in the yard, and they won't even tell your family for like ever, right? But so in Washington, if something happened to you, they have to call your family, emergency contact. So if you get scriznaped or something like that, they have to call your family, right? So they end up calling his mom or sister, say, hey, I'm sorry, I regret to inform you, your son has been sexually assaulted. He was this and this and this, and we're a little unclear, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, he ended up going to the, long story short, he ended up going to they had to put him in ADSEG, right? Administrative segregation. So Washington is not like California where it's like all these PC units. Either you're on the main line or you're in the hole. Or if you're in Walla Walla, way back when they have 5-wing, I don't even think they have it no more, right? So it's either ADSEG or the hole. ADSEG or the population. So if you told on somebody, if you did something to some kids, or if you did whatever, you're gonna have to go deal with that if you don't want to be in the hole. Right now, to this very day, for those that know Gary Ridgway, unless he's dead, I don't think he's dead yet. He's in the hole. He's in the hole. He's been in the hole. He can't be out of the hole. I don't think that they would allow him to not be in the hole. He drilled no less than 49 pronostitutes, right? No less than, right? So anyway. So they take him to ADSEG, and then he's there. And then the other guy, they take him to the hole, right? Now, bam, he's in the hole, whatever. And that's when I ran into him after a couple weeks. So that's what he told me. He's like, then he's telling me, hey, man, tell this one essay. Now, I also will emphasize that Washington and California have a different set of politics. There are certain things that will fly in Washington that do not fly in California. So this dude, the essay, if he says something, whatever, they probably will say he's still cool or with his homies or wherever, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't know what the deal, I don't know. But all I know is he was like, yeah, man, tell this fool that he's no good. Tell this one Mexican that he's no good, and blah, 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 blah. And you know what's crazy is that the same Mexican dude that he was trying to tell me that was no good, that he was trying to tell me to go tell him, he ended up going to Walla Walla when I went to Walla Walla, and this thing is too hot. Son of a gun, right? The same guy, he was telling me to go tell him this and tell him that. We ended up getting a ride, me and a whole bunch of my Muslim brothers and some other bunch of other people ended up getting a ride with the Mexicans. And sure enough, the homies was getting on him. You feel me? But anyway, so fast forward. Rewind back to the situation. So yeah, he tells me, and tell the fools, man, that this fool's no cool, man, and blah 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 blah. And then so now, mind you, this is not something that could be done in other states. So for anybody, or let me rephrase that, this is not something that could probably be done in the state of California. So anybody that says, man, you can't refer no message to no essay, blah, blah, it's not California. Okay, it's Washington. They're not that political like that, right? So I'll be honest, man. I felt bad for the dude. I felt real bad for the guy, right? I didn't feel like that. Like, it's a little essay, bro. And he yeah, okay, whatever. He's in prison. Yeah, okay. He maybe you know what I'm saying, messing around with that stuff or whatever. bro, he didn't deserve to get screwed and aped. You feel me? Whether it was this or something else, I don't know. So anyway, so now in Washington, when anytime you go anywhere, you're gonna always lay over in Shelton, unless you're super high, super high profile. Then maybe you might go straight to where you're going, right? But other than that, if you're like going to court, if you're going to some funeral or whatever, you're gonna go lay over in Shelton. So Shelton is a facility in itself, and it's also receiving, right? It's also the R units, right? Receiving. So you got R 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then there's what's the name of it? Spruce or something like that. There's a whole bunch, like a couple little main units. So anyway, fast forward, right? Yeah, so we go to Shelton. I'm in R like 4 or 5. So we're going to Chow. So you walk all the way from the Chow all the way, right? To all the way to from the unit to Chow all the way back, whatever. So I'm going in the Chow Hall, and then the SA's coming out the Chow Hall. And I said, hey, let me holler at you for a second. I said, hey, bro, I just want to let you know, your boy that you was up in Colin Bay with, yeah, I'm just let you know straight up, like, that guy's no good, bro. He did something real bad to that little Mexican. Like, he didn't deserve that. I'm just letting you know. He wanted me to tell you that guy's no good, man. You know what I'm saying? And don't accept him type thing. He was like, oh, damn, fool. Is that right, fool? All right. Anyway, so bam, that was that. And then the same guy, we ended up getting him right with the same guy who I told that to. He ended up basically like, he was getting whooped on or whatever. But anyway, nevertheless, that's just the way things go sometimes. I don't have nothing against that guy. But as far as the situation, I'll say this, man. No, that's not it. Hold on, time out. So bam, I go to my restitution hearing. It's just quick. It's fast. You go, you say what you owe. If you dispute it, you say you dispute it. If not, bam, you're out of there, right? They make the decision right there what you owe, and you leave. You go back. So bam, they take me back to Colin Bay. So I get back to Colin Bay. So mind you, we had personal clothes at this time, and we could sign up to use the washer and dryer, right? And so I'm like, all right. So I sign up my name to wash. I remember I had some like little jeans and some little gray nautical sweatshirt. This is back when nautical was a little bit